The topic is major and minor deities in Buddhist art. Well, this topic really is about two different subjects, which are Mahayana Buddhism and Vajrayana Buddhism. In Mahayana Buddhism, the major subjects are the major characters of the narratives, and the narratives are about Shakyamuni Buddha and his realized students, who are the eight great bodhisattvas, and then his arhats and pratyeka Buddhas and staviras, who are of importance, Shariputra, Moggallana. And so major and minor characters is determined by the narrative and the plot and the storyline. And it's reflected in art. Shakyamuni is the main figure, and then we have other characters that are represented. Now, for this concept of major and minor deities, because we don't really even use the word deity in Mahayana Buddhism, it's really Vajrayana. And deity relates to Tantra, and Tantra relates to technique or technologies or technical manuals to accomplish certain meditative or mental results. So with Tantra, there are many different types of Buddhist Tantra, and they're generally divided into four categories: Kriya, Charya, Yoga, and then the highest form, Yoga Niruttara or Anuttara Yoga. There's two ways that it's translated. Some people are very particular about how it's translated from the Tibetan into, back translated into the Sanskrit. So we have four levels of Tantra. Now, the first three levels, the Kriya, Charya, and Yoga, are said to be the lower tantras. So we have three lower tantras and one highest, Yoga Tantra. Yoga is an important word in Vajrayana Buddhism, and all these tantras are about yoga. So we have the three lower tantras. So the three lower tantras, we can say the three lower tantras are lower, and the deities are lower in reference to the highest tantra, the fourth tantra. But then we also have the abstract concepts here of practice. Vajrayana is not different from Mahayana Buddhism except in techniques of practice. And in Vajrayana Buddhism, there are two special meditation techniques. One is called generation stage yoga, and the other is perfection stage yoga. And it is said that of the four classifications of Tantra, only the highest, the fourth, has both techniques of generation stage and perfection stage. So a major deity is a deity that has both stages of yoga, generation and perfection. Now, in the lower tantras, we have some deities that are major in terms of popularity. So now popularity comes into play. So we have Manjushri, we have Vajrapani, we have Tara, we have Parnashavari for disease, we have Medicine Buddha for health and disease, we have Yellow Jambala, Vaishravana, and Ganapati for wealth generation. We have Kurukula for power. So these deities are major deities within the three lower tantras based on popularity and what their function is. Of course, Manjushri, Avalokiteshvara, Vajrapani, these are carryovers from Mahayana. So they're already popular because they're main characters in the narrative literature of the Mahayana Sutras. Now, in Vajrayana Buddhism, we have the four classes, and the highest, even in the highest classification of Tantra, where you have the two yogas, generation and perfection, you have major and minor deities, because you have deities like Hevajra, Chakrasamvara, Guhyasamaja, Kala Chakra, which have tremendous amounts of literature and commentarial material. And these are the most commonly practiced because they have the most information. And they appear in art. They're the most popular in art. Then you have many deities from the fourth classification, just off the top of my head, Mahamaya, Buddha Kapala, Yogambara, Jnana Dakini. You have many others that are not popular because there's not a lot of literature. And if there's not a lot of literature, then they're not that usually popular, and they're not usually taught that often. So, and then there's not very much art reproduced to represent those figures. So Major and minor deities we have to divide into Mahayana and Vajrayana. Then we have to divide into popular and unpopular, and also what is their function. But the real major deities in Vajrayana Buddhism are from the fourth level of Tantra, and the ones that have a tremendous amount of commentarial material and original Sanskrit Tantra literature, teaching the two yogas of generation stage and perfection stage. Those are major deities.